Hey everybody, this is Barman Jake here once again, bringing you, well, I guess, attempt number 2 of this updating of my Pokemon Legends ZA tier list. Or pretty much the tier list for the mangas. But here's why you're seeing this the way it is right now. It's pretty much because the reason why this is my secondary attempt is because I did this the first time. I uploaded this all up to YouTube, but yet for some reason YouTube decided to cut my video down drastically from like 20-ish minutes to just around 3.5. So I don't understand that as to why YouTube decided to do that. So pretty much I'm just gonna do this in a different way where it's like you're already seeing my updated tier list and giving my reasonings why they're here. And pretty much talking about what are my honest thoughts about these guys. And pretty much doing the same so again for the megas that I've already talked about in my previous video when I did the ranking the first time. So pretty much coming at the very bottom of the barrel, we pretty much got Mega Starmie at literally the very bottom because I don't know what exactly they were thinking when executing the design for Mega Starmie, because I know some people have been trying to redeem Mega Starmie by saying that the concept for his design is based off of like Starman and Ultraman. But as cool as a concept is for the design, the execution was absolutely horrendously terrible. And for me, it goes without saying that Mega Starmie is just straight up the worst Mega Evolution design execution ever. Because, I mean, my previous least favorite design Mega Kangaskhan, at least it had something a little interesting going for it, being that the baby grows up and shown that it's already old enough and ready to fight. So at least that's interesting. But Mega Starmie, it's... I can't in good faith of Arceus like this Mega at all. This is practically a Mega that I just straight up hate it. Because of just how bad it is. Anyway, moving on up will be Mega Pyroar. I mean, with Mega Pyroar, I can see what they're going for. Of giving it a bigger mane and having the yellow markings be, I think it's like the Japanese kanji wording for blaze. At least that's what I think it is. Correct me in the comments. But there's just too much mane going on for this. And that's all I really gotta say. It's just Mega Pyroar is just too much for the main. So that's why I just don't like it. Now moving on to the OK tier. The OK tier is just simply like, to me these megas are just, yeah, they're fine. They're nothing really spectacular to write home about. And kicking that off would be Mega Victreebel. When first seeing Mega Victreebel, I was like, what is this? They basically turn Victreebel into a big old sack of poison. But because of understanding why Mega Victreebel looks the way it does, and the fact that I do like the leaves that they did, it kept Mega Victreebel out of the not liked category, so yeah. That's pretty much the only things that kept it from being at the very bottom. Mega Scrafty, I just don't exactly see the appeal of this Mega Evolution. It's just, Scrafty just has more shed skin to make it look like a hoodie. But that's just it. It's just more shed skin. Where's the appeal in that? I mean, I get it. There are some lizards out there that do shed their skin, but again, it's still nothing spectacular. And that's why Scrafty's here. Mega Feraligatr. Oh boy. Mega Feraligatr was, to me, a big case of serious disappointment and such wasted potential of what they could have done. But the reason why it's not kept from being at the bottom is because I see what they were going for. Given the fact that the big red helmet is like, when it's fully closed and he extends his arms out, it's supposed to be, just a big redhead Totodile. I get it, but if the helmet would have just stayed mostly down, it would have been a little bit better. But the fact that when it's not in battle, the helmet thing just stays up like that, and it just looks ridiculous. That's all there is that I could say. Mega Feraligatr is just a massive disappointment. Now, Mega Barbaracle. I mean, I like that they made it a rock fighting type, but to me, I see Mega Barbaracle and it's just... I think it's just the lower half of its body I'm just not liking. But I understand that it's like, yeah, we make a Mega Barbaracle, we just give him more arms and make his head make it look like the classic rock out sign. So I get that, but to me, I just don't really see a big appeal to Mega Barbaracle. And that's just it. Mega Clefable, it would have ranked higher if it weren't for the fact of it giving just big, droopy, floppy ears. Like, what the heck? Everything else with it is just fine. But it's just the ears just kind of ruin it. I do like the fact that it does become a fairy flying type, I'll give it that. But I'm sorry, Mega Clefable. If your ears would have stayed a bit more pointy and be like pointed like sideways or still just slightly upwards, you definitely would have been in the tier above. But you're not, because you got some ugly ears. And that's all I have to say. Mega Tatsugiri. Again, you're just another case of a bit of a disappointment. You basically just become a big platter of sushi. That's it, with the other two forms being plopped on. I mean, the platter itself looks nice with the colors, but it's nothing really too spectacular in my eyes. That's really all there is. I mean, I guess if anything else, if say like the droopy or stretchy form is the one that Mega evolves, then that form takes the center, I guess. Nothing really much else I can say. Mega Tatsugiri is just a disappointment to me. Now, Mega Scovillain? I mean, great that this underwhelming Pokemon got something, but my only thing is that I really wished Mega Scovillain would have at least gotten like a third head where that third head is a yellow pepper. But other than that, it's really just fine. I like the fact of one part of its body becoming like showing off like it's like a full-on hot chili pepper and all that. And the fact that the top of its body becomes black and all that, I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but it still feels underwhelming. Mega Meganium. I would say, again, the design just feels underwhelming. Could have done a little bit more with it. Maybe, like, could have given, like, flower petals to go around the waist of it, maybe. But basically, it's just just flower petals covering the whole neck, taking the antennas and just curling them and giving like little leaves on its ankles. I mean, that's fine. I mean, great that Meganium becomes a grass fairy type, but other than that, nothing really too spectacular to me. Now, Mega Raichu Y. Or really, as I'm just seeing it now, it's just Mega Pikachu with Raichu elements. That's all it really is. And I'm just not all too keen on that. It's just really the right what they did with the Raichu ears, making them look so weird, making them just smushed up cartoonish thunderbolts, along with these Pikachu-like ears behind it. It's just weird. Now, Mega Skarmory, you're just simply another case of disappointment to me, because when knowing that Skarmory was getting a Mega Evolution, this was not exactly what I had in mind. I mean, cool that you turn gold, but other than that, you just get extra protrusions, and you get way too long of talons on your feet. Which really makes me wonder, how are you able to walk? I probably feel like you just maybe just lift your foot up without bending your toes. Probably feel a little uncomfortable. But yeah, Mega Skarmory to me is just disappointing to me, because I would have expected a little better for a Mega Skarmory, but it is what it is. Now, finally in the OK tier is Mega Garchomp Z. And from what I have seen from people's reactions to this, apparently people are liking that some people I've been seeing are liking Mega Garchomp Z more than the normal Mega Garchomp, which, from my perspective, I just don't see it. I really don't see the appeal of Mega Garchomp Z. It's like the case with Tatsugiri and Skullvillain. It's just so underwhelming. I'm just not a fan of this. I mean, it's not the worst Mega out there. I mean, it's not a Mega Starmie or Pyroar, but this just feels lackluster. And I don't understand why people are liking Mega Garchomp Z over the normal Mega Garchomp. I don't get it. You guys are more than welcome to explain to me why you like Mega Garchomp Z over regular Mega Garchomp, but I'm just the opposite. I will take normal Mega Garchomp easily over Mega Garchomp Z. But I will say, I like the stats of Mega Garchomp Z, and the fact that Mega Garchomp Z basically pulled a Mega Aggron and basically dropping its ground typing, so that pretty much meaning no quad ice weakness, so at least there's that, but I'm just not a fan of this design. I'm just not. It's not the worst, but it's clearly not the best. And to me, it's clearly not better than Mega Garchomp. Anyway, I just want to move on before I go into an even bigger tangent rant. By moving on to the light tier, and this is where we clearly have the most entries in the light tier. This is where these Megas are like, yeah, I do like them, but they're not the most spectacular looking Megas out there. Like, pretty much kicking it off with Mega Magearna, and the reason why there's two of them here is because there's actually one for the normal color Magearna and another for the Pokeball color Magearna, which, from what we see here, is that just the white bits just become black. Which I honestly say it's like I do kind of like it, or really let's just say like I do like it for the fact of it staying gold like this, and having like two halves of a gear floating around it. Like it basically floats around, much like with Mega Steelix's rock diamond shards or whatever they're called. And yeah, it's not the only one who basically took parts of its body and have it orbit around its main body. But yeah, I do honestly like that. But not the most spectacular thing. But it is what it is. Then there's, well, Mega Crabominable. I mean, I will say it is an improvement over normal Crabominable, but the fact that it goes more full on biped, it's like, why exactly? That's just the part I just don't get. Like, does it have like any animations where it walks on all fours? But yeah, that's all I could say. Mega Crabominable is definitely design-wise an upgrade from normal Crabominable, but it's not the most spectacular thing. Mega Chimecho was definitely a surprise that this Pokemon of all Pokemon getting a Mega Evolution, and I say they did good. Basically taking the concept that a few other Megas did, in that of taking elements from its pre-evolution, in this case Chingling, and putting it into its design. And thus also giving Mega Chimecho little copies of itself hanging off the ring. And what else there to say? It looks good. Mega Glamora, much like with Magearna, having all these extra parts of its body just simply be off the main body but orbiting around it, that I like. Although I didn't like the fact that Mega Glamora now takes the weird sack thingy from Glimmet and put it on the body behind it. Just not exactly a fan of that, because it would look like an exaggerated version of something else. Use your imagination for that one. But when you look at it from the front, it's not bad. And I think the extra pedal thingies actually have like animations where it does kind of come in with the main body and make it look even more like a big old flower, which that to me is just pretty cool. So yeah, I'd say that's very nice. Mega Floette. Well, I do like the fact that the flower just becomes a whole lot bigger, and the fact that it looks even more like the ultimate weapon back in X and Y. But if the Floette itself would have changed even just a little bit, I would have liked it a little more. But yeah, that's really all it is. It's just the flower gets bigger and looks more like the ultimate weapon. And that's it. Like it, but nothing spectacular. Mega Golisopod. A Pokemon that I believe, if I remember correctly, that I did sort of ask for it to be having a Mega Evolution, and well, it did. And thus the result is, well, he kind of gained like a bit of a like a beard, sort of like it. Extra set of arms and legs, and going from bug water to bug steel, it's pretty nice. And the fact of what appears to look like it took the tail of Wimpod and applied it to its main arms and somewhat of a tail. Sort of like a backwards loincloth, I guess. And the main antenna is becoming like a bit more weedy. Which, when I initially saw it, I was like, oh. But after seeing it in game and as it moves, I grew to like it pretty quick. But as cool as it is, I would have expected a little bit more for a Mega Golisopod, but I'm honestly alright with this one. Much like also with Mega Baxcalibur. I mean, it's pretty much what was to be expected is that just taking its already most iconic feature, being the big ice blade on its back, and making it just look more like a full-on sword and having the handle stick out of its chest. And people saying that it now just pretty much is a full-on Excalibur dragon and looking like he got impaled. When in actuality it isn't. It's just more ice forming on the chest to make it look like a handle. And that's honestly all fine by me. And I think it's kind of cool. And that's all there is. Mega Zygarde. Oh, man. I may like it to an extent, but I will say the cannon that it got, it to me just kind of overwhelms the rest of the design. And I can understand the design from, say, from a storyline standpoint, being that being like this big, powerful mega at the climax of the story, but once afterwards, I'm just not a fan of the big cannon. I mean, like the main body itself of Zygarde I do like. The cannon, however, I do not. That's all I can say. If that big cannon weren't there and they would have done something else with it, it probably would have been a little bit higher on the list. But it isn't. So yeah. I love the body of Mega Zygarde. I just don't like the cannon. It's just overwhelming. Kind of like the same with Mega Floette. Now, Mega Phalanx? About what I expected. That they would just simply take the little Phalanx and just arrange it to be something else. In this case, it's just basically like a little Gundam Megazord or whatever, and you just can't help but laugh at the little guy in the middle trying to hold up the other three bigger Phalanx forms. It's just way too funny, and honestly, I do think it's kind of cute to see that the little guy is just struggling to hold everything else up together. That's all there is to it. It's pretty much a case of like, it's a simple change, but it works. Now, Mega Absol Z, I will say, love the fact that it became Dark Ghost, making it like, pretty much making it look like regular Mega Absol's polar opposite, being all like black colored, only having one wing. And thus people saying that it's sort of like referencing Sephiroth's one-wing angel thing. And having the blade horn on its head be sort of in the shape of a Z. And I mean, I'm honestly okay with all that. But much like with Mega Garchomp Z, I prefer regular Mega Absol more. Because of it being just more of a more beautiful angel. I guess a more beautiful angel of darkness, I guess. But nothing really wrong with Mega Absol Z. And that's all I could say. Mega Excadrill? Pretty much what's to be expected for Mega Excadrill is just that he just becomes Bigger Drill. Bigger Drill that basically will be piercing the heavens because of how big it is. And I mean, it's especially cool when Mega Excadrill actually goes into the drill form. But really, that's all there is. It's just Mega Excadrill is just bigger Excadrill, and I like it. Now, the last of the Z Megas being Mega Lucario Z, to me is definitely my favorite out of the like tier, because I like the fact that they wanted to make like pretty much a new Mega Evolution for Lucario, and definitely emphasizing more on Lucario's steel typing, and pretty much making him a fast special attacker, which I don't exactly remember what normal Lucario or Mega Lucario is supposed to be. I think it's like maybe more of a physical attacker or probably mixed. I'm not 100% sure because it's been a while since looking at Lucario's stats. But yeah, and still thinking back to people just complaining of the fact that Mega Lucario Z was still fighting Steel when they say it should have been another type like fighting Psychic or oddly enough fighting Water because of the shape of its tail and the turquoise coloring. But in all honesty, there's just no justifiable reasoning to make Mega Lucario Z any other type. They only just did it based off of, they just only jumped to conclusion based on appearance alone. And from what I've seen in the move or in the move in the move list, Mega Lucario doesn't really have much of enough psychic moves to justify a psychic typing, and it only has one water move, which is Water Pulse, and yeah, that's all I can say. There's no justifiable reason to make Lucario any other type than what it is now. Now, on to the really like tier. These megas, I say I really like them, but they're just under being my favorites. And starting that off would be Mega Heatran. And I mean, I think I've said this before in my initial thoughts on the new megas that Mega Heatran basically just, to me, looks like a sort of like his own equivalent of this mythical made-up sea creature called the Sea Eater, where the Sea Eater basically just has big old humongous hands, a really big wide gaping mouth, and like no back legs. That's pretty much like Mega Heatran. Is that it seems like with it Mega evolving, it just turned up the heat even more to the point where parts of him basically just melted because you can see like the metal on top of its head is melting, his back legs completely melted, and the fact that he's actually billowing smoke out of his back. And has there been like any sort of in-lore explanation as to why Mega Heatran's mouth is always so gaping wide open? Could it have just been like, well, I'm really hoping it's not like what it was with Mega Glalie, that the excess of Mega Evolution energy basically caused his jaw to break. But yeah, I would pretty much say I do like Mega Heatran. Even with the melty bits and the big gaping jaw, I honestly really like it. Now, Mega Meowstic. This was a Mega Evolution I wasn't exactly expecting. But just the fact that it takes the colors of both of its gendered forms and giving it like I guess a really cool version of the like the emo hairstyle, keeping it a pure sidekick and making it like does it float constantly? Because if so, that is just really cool. But I think it's just the fact of the styling of the fur and the coloring is just to me it's just so good. That's all I could say. Now, Mega Greninja. I would say I felt like it was a bit underwhelming at first, but the more I just kept looking at it, the more I just grew to like it. Although I really wish Mega Greninja wasn't like constantly standing upside down. But other than that, I just really like the cult. I just really like the fact that the head fins become more like shurikens. Like they really amplified more of the shuriken theme for Greninja, and the fact of it making it black and blue, which is it was just really nice. And that's all I can really say is just I really like Mega Greninja's design. Now, Mega Malamar to me is just I just like the colors and just the fact that they basically made Mega Malamar more of a like just a full-on supervillain. and with all of its head tentacles just coming all together to make it look like it just has a really big dookie brain, making it seem like he's just like pretty much an evil super genius. And I'm all for it. And that's just pretty much it. And I also did like the fact that it was one of the few cases of like maybe one or two other megas that had like their own little hyping up to the reveals. Because I think Victory Bell had this, and I don't remember any of the other if any others of these of the base game megas got like trailer hype. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Mega Halucha. What else is there to say? He just looks cool, and he is basically more Rey Mysterio than ever before. And that's all there is to be said. He he just looks he just looks amazing with a better looking mask sort of thing and the gold, and looking more burly, or looking more buff is what I should be saying. And that's all there is. Mega Electros. Now this right here is an amazing case of taking elements of its pre-evolved forms and putting them on the design of its Mega, by basically making its arms basically these mucousy electrics, and making them look like they would be in the colors of Dynamo. And the fact that the mouth actually changes back and forth between a plus and a minus, like pretty much like the positive and negative charges in electric currents and batteries. Just it's just straight up amazing. That's all there is to be said. And pretty much the fact that Mega Electros is basically the ace of one of my favorite, if not my favorite character in all of Legends EA, being that of Canary. Because I mean seriously, I just love her look, and she is just really stinking cute. And I'm not sorry for saying this, but Canary is just a far cuter, far better INL. Like I said, I ain't sorry for that. But moving on to Mega Frostlance. I mean, it's just so amazing. Like it's just elegant, yet also somewhat ominous, which would make sense for Frostlance because of it being Ice Ghost. Making it pretty much taller, taking its I guess arm flaps, I guess, and the hair, and just making it longer, and the snowflake patterns on the bottom of the kimono, and having it stand on a cloud. This to me is just pretty much like they pretty much did like what they did with Mega Starmie by making it taller, but they did it right with Frostlance, and pretty much taking those icy horns on its head and making them like full on pointy. And man, did people, when they fought this Mega and saw it for the first time, they all loved it. And I'm just on board with that. Now, for my favorite in the really light tier is pretty much my boy, Mega Emboar. I mean, I was absolutely delighted when ZA first started coming around and they showed that Tepig was a starter choice. I was like, yes. And I was just thinking throughout the time between them being revealed and what was going to happen, I was like, okay, I'll be ecstatic either way of Emboar either getting a regional variant or a Mega Evolution. In this case, being a Mega Evolution, and his design did not disappoint. Because, I mean, enhancing that beard of flames, making it look like sort of like a monstery fire head, and then giving him a staff made of fire. Yes, please. And I think, as I've stated before, that still my only gripe with Emboar as a whole is the poor defense it has. Because why not take that special defense that it has and make it its physical defense? I still don't know. And people just love they love Shiny Emboar, and the Mega just made it even better. And for me, it's like when seeing Shiny Emboar, it's like, yeah, I do like the blue, but the orange just kind of conflicts with it. But with the Mega version, the blue just now practically just fully takes over the body, and that's all. And that's really all fine by me. But yeah, if I ever get the chance to play Legend ZA, I'm picking Emboar every day. Or I'm picking Emboar pretty much every time. Because I mean, it's great that Emboar finally got something. And I mean, yeah, I know there's still the case that people are still massively hating on Emboar even after the Mega got revealed, but hey, I've been an Emboar lover ever since. And with the Mega Evolution, I just love Emboar even more. And now, finally moving on to the top of the list, the cream of the crop, pretty much my favorite Megas for ZA and the Mega Dimension DLC. Kicking it off with Mega Darkrai. I mean, just wow. What they did with Darkrai's Mega is just holy ooh. Basically turning him from just this sort of ghoulish, ghostly entity into basically floating nightmare fuel eyeball with his head coming out where the pupil is. Though my only thing with Mega Darkrai is just the white hair. Having the side parts coming down, it's just a slight for me. But the rest of it is just wow. A lot of people were pretty much saying that Mega Darkrai's form looks like that one Kirby boss. I think it's called like 02 because of how the way it looks, and I do see it. And that's all I can really say. I just really love Mega Darkrai's design. But the fact that it probably would come as a surprise to you people that it's at the bottom of my favorites, because I'm just gonna be real, all the others that I'm gonna be talking about, I just like them more. Like pretty much with Mega Dragonite, because oh man, when Mega Dragonite first got revealed, it was one of the first of those few Megas that got mixed reactions. Like, one side was really liking Mega Dragonite, the other side weren't. For me, I was on the side of, well, as you can tell, I really liked it. I mean, it was great that Dragonite finally got the Mega Evolution that we all wanted, but the fact that people were complaining about Mega Dragonite having those big feathery wings not be where some people wanted them to be, but I didn't care. And that's all I could say. It's like the design is just pretty much how Mega Dragonite should be. And what sold it even more was the shiny version. Going from that absolutely horrendously ugly green with the purple and turning it into a beautiful blue, much like with Dragonair, was just thank you. That was the one thing that I wished for Mega Dragonite when it got revealed. I was just saying to myself, please make the shiny different than that ugly green. And lo and behold, we got the beautiful blue. Now, Mega Raichu X. Oh man, this was just a Mega that was love at first sight. Because, I mean, I was just already joyful enough seeing that Raichu getting the double Mega Evolution treatment. And then just seeing the X form. It was just great. But what was really striking me with Mega Raichu X was that, like, once the DLC dropped and I started seeing footage of Mega Raichu X, it shows that for some reason Mega Raichu X floats when running. Like, huh? Mega Raichu X floats? Surely when these Megas gain abilities, that Mega Raichu X will probably no doubt have Levitate. And that's gonna be crazy because of it being pure electric, meaning that if this Mega form does have Levitate, Mega Raichu X will have no weaknesses. That's gonna be insane. But yeah, overall, love Mega Raichu X. Mega Drampa? Oh yeah. Just basically take old Grandpa Dragon and revive his youth. And basically turn him into this awesome, powerful, albeit, I guess, somewhat stormy looking dragon because of the dark clouds around it. And also, just on a side note, I absolutely loved how Vinny activated his keystone to Mega Evolve Drampa by just simply putting his hand out and the keystone just activates. No, wait, no, it was that, like, yeah, just the fact that he just puts his hand out to activate the keystone is just amazing, like, practically epic. But yeah, just overall love Mega Drampa. Mega Scolipede? Yeah, just pretty much we make its horns longer and basically giving him Whirlipede armor. Again, just another amazing case of taking elements from its pre-evolution and slapping it onto the Mega form and just make it look awesome. And just the fact that it is pretty much the ace of one of the coolest NPCs for the main story, being that of Corbo. And also just want to say, love his theme. Absolutely love his theme. Now, Mega Dragalge. It was another unexpected case of, like, yeah, didn't expect this one to get a Mega Evolution. And being the ace of Lebane. The one who I do honestly feel sorry for what Jacinthe puts her through, but man, Mega Dragalge just taking like those pink parts of its head and just really extend it out, giving it like somewhat these like faux eyes, and people just making the, I would say, rather sick joke of pretty much saying that Mega Dragalge just basically just gives people cancer, which to me, in my mind, that's not exactly a fun thing to joke about, or it's just not exactly a great thing to joke about. But they pretty much got that off the Mega Dragalge Dex entry. That's the reason why they just called Mega Dragalge the cancer spreader, which, again, to me, that's just not exactly funny. But regardless of that, just absolutely love a Mega Dragalge. Mega Chandelure. I mean, what did we expect for a Mega Chandelure? Just making it even more of a chandelier than it already is. And they did it very nicely. Giving it like sort of like a crown on top of its head and having the body transition from black to gold. Amazing. And the Dex entry that it says, that I think it, I don't exactly remember what his Dex entry said, but I think it's like saying like one of its eyes, it's sort of like giving like an opening to the underworld or something. Feel free to tell me in the comments what its Dex entry is, because I feel like I'm probably not going to bother looking up its Dex entry for a while. But yeah, overall, love Mega Chandelure. Mega Delphox. Oh man. What an absolutely amazing Mega. Love the fact that its main witch stick now becomes a flying broomstick that she rides on like a skateboard, or yeah, pretty much like a skateboard or surfboard, then having two other smaller broomsticks fly next to her. Yes, I know, I'm calling it a her, even though male Delphoxes still exist. Or male Delphoxes do exist, but I mean, oh man, I just can't get over how cool they made Mega Delphox, especially with the coloring, with the yellow, the orange, the red to a near black color, and the extra fur, just practically perfection. Much like with pretty much the remaining 4 megas on the list. With my boy, oh man, my mighty boy Chestnut. Oh man. Taking 2 of its spikes and basically placing its shields on there, which making it even more awesome, where he takes one of those shields and turning it into a freaking spiked axe that they pretty much state that spiked axe is so heavy that Mega Chestnut needs both its arms to wield with efficiency. But the fact that Mega Chestnut also gains a crest that looks like a crown, and giving him an absolutely regal fur cape, my freaking Arceus. And I did see the shiny for this Mega Evolution. It's just, oh my god, I just fell in love with it. Because I already love Shiny Chestnut as is, but seeing the Mega is just perfection. Just straight up perfection. Whew. Anyway, taking the bronze medal from my favorite Mega Evolution in ZA, Mega Golurk. I mean, wow. I mean, first of all, apparently Mega Golurk decided to just simply yoink Metagross's X off its face, making it ghostly, and then just slap it on its chest, giving it sort of like a ghostly wisp thing coming out of its eye, and ghost wings. Ghost wings. And the fact that one of its attacking animations has its hands be shot off like missiles. Sure, Mega Golurk was a case of this Mega being rather unexpected, but holy freaking cow, just absolutely goddamn amazing. Now, for the silver medal, Mega Staraptor. Wow, 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 wow. They did Mega Staraptor in the most epic way they could. Taking the already head crest feathers, extending them even further out, making like a tail feather coat of sorts from the back, bigger talons, but not going to the level of Mega Skarmory, the yellow markings on the body, the whites of its eyes turning black, like practically everything about Mega Staraptor is just epic, epic, epic. And just don't know what else to say. Mega Staraptor, pure perfection of a Mega Evolution for a final evolution of an early game bird. Or an early route bird. However you want to interpret it. But taking the gold of my favorite Mega Evolution in Mega Z or in Legends EA is Mega Zeraora. Or as some people are jokingly calling it, Mega Luxray, because of the colors. But, oh, just taking my favorite mythical Pokemon and giving it black, yellow, and electric blue, and doing it in such the most perfect way imaginable, giving it 2 tails, with it being black at the base, going to yellow at the tips, giving it more extra protrusions on the chest, the midsection, on its head, and on its arms. Like, oh man. My inner conscience was crying tears of joy after seeing this mega. Sure, some of y'all can hate on this mega all you want. But to me, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but to me, Mega Zeraora is just peak. It is peak Mega. And I just can't get over how awesome Mega Zeraora is. I'm gonna be gushing about this mega for possibly the rest of time, unless something even cooler comes around. But yeah. Oh man. I've been doing this video for a considerably long time. This definitely went on way longer than I expected. But yeah. For anyone who has watched this video to this point, much thanks and appreciation for that. For me just talking about all these new mega evolutions, because trying to talk about these megas in a short period of time was not an easy task. And you all are more than welcome to either agree with my list or disagree with my list, because, hey, if you disagree with my list, you guys can go out and make your own Legend ZA Megas tier list. And, well, pretty much as always, you are more than welcome to like, you are more than welcome to comment what you think your favorite megas or least favorite megas are, and of course, you're always more than welcome to subscribe, and if not, that's all fine and dandy by me, because it doesn't really matter to me. So, thank y'all so much for this rather long video of me talking about the new megas and how I placed them all on a tier list, and just rambling on about a few of them for a considerably long while. And I will see you all in the next one, and really hoping that YouTube doesn't drastically shorten this video when I upload it. So, see y'all in the next one.